Here's what happened in Israel and Palestine on the 4th of September, starting with the West Bank. According to the Wafa news agency, Israeli forces carried out raids in several towns near the city of Nablus, including the towns of Sebastia, Duma, and Aqraba. The mayor of Sebastia said that troops stormed the town almost daily, raiding homes, smashing property, and forcing shops to close. In Duma, Israeli forces entered the Al Samara neighborhood and surrounding communities, while in Aqraba, troops spread out across several areas of the town. Israeli forces also stormed the city of Nablus and a nearby refugee camp, raiding and causing damage to homes before arresting 4 people. They also carried out raids in several towns near Bethlehem and Hizmah near Jerusalem, where they shut off several entrances to the town and dropped threatening leaflets to citizens. Israeli forces also arrested 5 people in towns near Hebron. They arrested 5 people, including a local leader of the Fatah party in the Salfit area, and confiscated money and jewelry from another man's home. And they set up a military checkpoint and searched vehicles in the town of Beit Dajan near Nablus, and they arrested 1 person in Bethlehem. Israeli forces also stormed a refugee camp near Ramallah and fired live bullets, according to Wafa. The shots hit and injured 2 young men in the camp. Also, to the north of Ramallah, a group of Israeli settlers blocked off an entrance to the Palestinian town of Deir Jarir and stopped residents from passing through. And now onto Gaza. A spokesperson for the Israeli military said that Israel now controls 40% of Gaza City, including the neighborhoods of Zaytun and Sheikh Radwan. He said that the operation will continue to expand and intensify in the coming days, and that the operation will only end when all Israelis held captive by Hamas are released and when Hamas's rule in the Gaza Strip ends. Al-Aqsa TV reported several deadly Israeli attacks on Gaza City overnight, including attacks that killed 2 Palestinians in a strike on a house in the Sabra neighborhood south of Gaza City, 2 people killed in an Israeli strike on a tent housing displaced people in a neighborhood southwest of Gaza City. 1 person was killed in an Israeli strike on tents housing displaced Palestinians in a neighborhood west of Gaza City, and Israeli forces carried out intense artillery shelling around a neighborhood in northern Gaza City. In the Sheikh Radwan neighborhood north of Gaza City, Israeli forces also detonated a booby-trapped robot among homes. And in southern Gaza, several Palestinians were injured by an Israeli drone attack on a tent housing displaced people west of Khan Yunis, according to medical staff at the Nasser Medical Complex. In the Nuseirat refugee camp, an entire family of 7 people, including a young girl, was killed overnight in a deadly Israeli airstrike. And in the Al-Mawasi area of the southern Gaza Strip, a makeshift tent was struck with 3 Israeli missiles, killing and wounding several people. Another Israeli attack in Gaza City targeted a tent camp in the west of the city, killing a child and injuring others. Another Israeli attack in eastern Gaza City's Shujaia neighborhood killed at least 2 people, according to an ambulance source. Gaza's civil defense teams were filmed rescuing people from under the rubble of a house destroyed in the Zaytun neighborhood of Gaza City, and one of these civil defense members said that 3 bodies were recovered while others were pulled out injured. The Palestinian civil defense in Gaza also warned that it has only received 20% of its fuel needs over the past month, leaving its crews unable to respond to many emergency calls. In a statement, the rescue organization said that the shortages have created a severe inability to meet distress calls amid intense Israeli bombardment. According to the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, The hospitals in the Gaza Strip are on the verge of collapse, with only 5 neonatal intensive care units left and incubators running at double capacity. Malnutrition clinics are overwhelmed, and children are relapsing just weeks after treatment as food and aid have remained blocked. UNRWA, the United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees, has again called for Israel to lift its restrictions on UNRWA's aid operations in the Gaza Strip, saying that it's been unable to bring in supplies for 6 months. UNRWA said families in Gaza have been left without essentials. Shelter items like mattresses, blankets, and tents are much needed. UNRWA is ready to deliver. All that needs to happen is for the siege to be lifted. In the past 24 hours, according to the Gaza Health Ministry, 3 people died of malnutrition in the Gaza Strip. This brings the total number of people who've died due to starvation in Gaza to 370, including 131 children. In the past 24 hours, 17 people were killed while seeking aid and 174 were injured while seeking aid. This brings the total number of aid seekers killed to 2,356 and 17,244 aid seekers injured. In total, in the past 24 hours, 84 people were killed in Israeli attacks and 338 were wounded. The Gaza Health Ministry also said that 401 deaths were added to the registry after their identities were verified. This all brings the total death toll in the Gaza Strip to 64,231, and the total number of injured people to 161,583. Those are all the updates for today. Thank you for watching.